All right, hello everyone. This is Robin, and this will be the SC-103 Module 6 training for Azure infrastructure and platform. So after this module, we'll be halfway done of this entire course, and thanks for everyone for with me until now. And apology for not recording lately for almost entire week. As you know, I said last time, my daughter has been back, and we have to take her everywhere to play, and yeah, it's really time consuming. I don't have the energy to do that. Plus, I'm also doing some on-site training on Power BI and Microsoft Teams lately. That's why I didn't spend much time here. But anyhow, let's get through this module. And this will be the easy one uh, overall, I feel, because it's not much you can do really. It's just the monitoring. Okay, so oops. Okay, we'll also divide this into four parts. So the Azure monitors, Azure alerts, log analytics, and the network watcher. So I'm going to cover the first two in this session. So I don't think it will last for 45 minutes anyway, but majorly because now I don't have the energy to finish all four at the same time. All right, so let's start with the Azure monitor. Again, we will be bringing to this subcategory, almost eight here. So the module service, the core and key capabilities, the data platform, log data, data types, advisor, logs, query the activity log, and the event categories. So let's start with the Azure module service. So the module we say is the act of collecting and analyzing the data to determine the performances, health, and the availability of your business application and the resource that is depends on it. With an effective monitoring strategy you have, it will help you and assist you to understand the detailed operation of each components of your application. It also helps you to increase your uptime, to be proactively notifying of any critical issues you have so that you can resolve them before they become a problem. So also that's why of the I would say the modern transition of the Microsoft called the modern desktop. So Azure is not really part of that. Also the Azure Advanced Threat Protection, Azure Information Protection. But anyway, so the way of IT has transformed from being reactive to proactive. So before, if you feel like we always deal with a problem, right? If you're an IT professional or being an IT, always we deal with problems after it happens, right? So some say, oh, we got a virus, or got a phishing email, or we don't know how to do this, or we have to reset the password. But now you feel like the transformation being like with machine learning and cloud computing, we can detect the problem either before it happens or when it happens, so we can take necessary action. So we can set up policies to say when this happens, do what. And also for the self-service password reset, right, it's been a great help for IT. I know you don't have to wake up the middle of the night, receive a call from your boss saying, okay, please reset my password. They can reset themselves. So there's a huge advantages of cloud computing and where we're going and now with the 5G become available. Yeah, but anyway, that's some extra things we're discussing, right? So the we back to the topic. So the Azure includes multiple services that's individually perform a specific role or task in its monitoring space, and together this all these services delivering a comprehensive solution for collecting, analyzing, and acting or on telemetry from your application and the Azure resource that support the. They can also work to monitor critical on-premises resource to provide a hybrid monitoring environment. So understanding the tools and data that are available is the first step in developing a complete solution strategy or a monitoring strategy for your application. The diagram here, which is a new snapshot I took. So the PowerPoint comes with an old version, so this is a new version, right? The uh, excuse me, the gives the high-level overview of Azure Monitor. So at the center of the diagram stores the metrics and the logs, which are the two fundamental types for data used by Azure Monitor. On the left of the source of the monitor data that's populate this data source, you have application, OS, resource, subscription, tenant, and resource, right? And on the right are the different functions that Azure Monitor performs when this collected data, such as analysis, alerting, streaming, and external systems, right? So there are metric analysis, log analytics, alert, auto scale. So this we talk about. Right. So in a way, these are like the action, right? So what it does anyway. So insights, visualize, blah blah blah. All these are the we call the action, right? So these are the condition, right? So that's the two part. So some of the key capabilities. So the first one is monitor and visualize the metrics. Right? The metrics are numerical values available for Azure resource, helping you to understand the health, operation, and performance of your system. Right? And the query and analysis logs. So logs are activity logs, diagnostic logs, and telemetry from monitoring solutions. Analyzing queries help with troubleshooting and visualization. And third is set up alerts and actions. Alerts notify you of critical conditions, potentially take autocorrect, automated corrective actions based on the triggers from the metrics or logs. So that's what we talked about earlier, right? About the proactive approach now of the IT. So here I have to say, so if you are familiar with Office 365 logs, so it's a great help. So you know how it performs, right? It basically notify you actions on different levels, low, medium, high, and either notify you through email or different approach, and etc. etc. So if you're familiar with that, then this will be similar, but also different in many ways because the alerts in Office 365 essentially is monitor the SaaS service, and this we are talking about the PaaS and the IaaS, so it's kind of different. Right, so monitoring the data platform. So all data collected by Azure, Azure Monitor fits into two fundamental types here. So metrics here, metrics and logs. So the metrics we said earlier are numerical values and describe some of the aspect of a system at a particular point of time. So they have a timestamp. So they're lightweight and capable of supporting near real-time scenarios. And logs contains different kind of data organized into records with different sets of properties for each type. So telemetry such as events and traces are stored as logs in addition to performance data, so it can be all be combined for analysis. So because I was doing some Power BI training lately, so if you do not want to see the report generated by Azure by default, you can export everything as well and put them into Azure. Sorry, Azure, put them to Power BI for your own create your own dashboard and reports, and because there are all the data sets available to you, so you can generate much prettier reports if you prefer. So for many Azure resources, you see data collected by Azure Monitor right in their overview page in Azure Portal. Have a look at any individual virtual machine, for example, and you will see several charts displaying performance metrics. Click on any of those graphs to open the data in Metric Explorer in Azure Portal, which allows you to chart the values of multiple metrics over time. You can all view the charts interactively or ping them to dashboard to view them with Azure visualization. So with that, let's just hover into my uh, environment anyway. So I I think you notice this when we're doing the Azure virtual machine trainings, right? So let's go to one that's I think have been activated with this lately. So let's see. Oops, $25 left. Okay, I think last 7 days, hopefully. So these are the, because you can see these are the charts that's being available to me anyway. So you see they are all interact with each other. So I can see, okay, on this one network, I have networking and network out, the ingress and the egress, so 67 megabytes, and for disk, there's 8.557 gigabytes. And for disk operation per second, it's 130, blah, 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 all those numerical values. You can now what's that is you can ping them to your dashboard now, and you can also explore to 30 days of action. So I do have some huge, not really huge though, but anyway, some CPU performance, all this. Okay, so we continue with the PowerPoint. Let's put this over here. So now it's the log data. So log data collected by the Azure Monitor. So remember, they're all collected by Azure Monitor. Is stored in the log analytics, which includes a rich query language to quickly retrieve, consolidate, and analyze the collected data. So you can create a test queries using a log analytics page in the Azure portal and use either direct analysis for a data using these tools or save queries for use with visualization or alert rules. The Azure Monitor uses a version of the Data Explorer 3. Data Explorer so I think, oh no, that's Storage Explorer. Sorry, my mistake. So it's Data Explorer. It's different than the Storage Explorer. So using the Data Explorer query language that is suited for simple log queries, but also includes some advanced functionality such as aggregations, joins, and smart analytics. You can quickly learn the query language using the multiple lessons. So particularly guidance is provided to users who are already familiar with SQL and Splunk. And let's hover to that as well. So let's search log analytics workspace. Right. So you have to add one here. Oops, my mistake. It's on this monitor. I always keep doing this. So I don't have any existing, right? I don't believe I have. As of now, oops, it's empty, right? So it's demo workspace. Oops, I think I need to put a space here. Uh, 001. Okay. Yes, this one. Let's click the default. Okay. Location East US. What the hell is this? Something I'm close to Japan, so Japan East. Pricing tier. Okay, this is only one, right? So let's click OK. It's probably gonna take a while. So okay, let's go to monitor first. So everything actually is within, oops, still populating. So let's go to portal, open a different tab. So we can do now, right? So a lot of things we will talk about actually is in monitor. So the metrics, logs, alerts, all in here, right? So you can also search them, but anyway, so just where you can find here, right? So this is being finished. It should be finished. Deploy succeed. Let's refresh. Here we go. Right. So this is your data space, workspace. You can connect a data source. You can compare the monitor solutions here. And we don't go over this for now. So workspace data, virtual machines. You can see I've not connected them to them yet, so I can connect to it. So let's click to here and connect. Connecting. Oh, sorry, I have to turn it on. Yes, I mean to say that. So you have to turn the machine on first to be able to connect to them. So anyway, I don't want to turn on the machine just to show like minimal logs here. So this will probably be empty as well. We're gonna show something later. So let's just hover to here. Right. You see it's empty, right? So we can have a no queries found. It's empty. So anyway, let's put it here. Okay, so some of the data types I've introduced. So there are application monitoring data, guest OS, resource monitoring, subscription monitoring, tenant monitoring. So there's five different types. So I won't introduce this, right? You can read from through this PowerPoint. So just to know, the Azure Monitor can collect data from a variety of sources, which is here. You can think of monitoring data of your application is in tiers, ranging from your application, OS, and service relies on, down to the platform itself. So that's the data from each of the following tiers. So the OS, resource, subscription, tenant, different levels, different tiers. Sorry, that's the correct word. So as soon as you create an Azure subscription and start adding resources such as virtual machines and web apps, the Azure Monitor start to collecting data. And the inactivity log, it will record when resources are created for modify. So metrics, tells you how the resource is performing and the resource that it's consuming. And extend the data you are collecting into the actual operation of the resource by enabling the diagnostic and adding an agent to the computing resource. This will collect telemetry for internal operation of the resource and allow you to continue configure different data source to collect logs and metrics from Windows and Linux guest operating system. So yeah, so the Azure Monitor can collect log data from any REST client using Data Collector API. This allows you to create custom monitoring scenarios and extend monitoring to resources. Don't expose telemetry through other resources. So let's see. I think I probably have more on the next PowerPoint, but let's see. That's advisor activity log. Okay, here we go. So here is the activity log. You can search from here or you can enter from the workspace, the monitor page we saw earlier. So here is the activity. Basically recorded everything you have is been happening in your tenant, right? So everything's recorded. But after this, it's not really like that time. You have to read the timestamp on this, right? Not this one. This just give you a roughly time range, right? So I have this one. All of this are happening 12 hours ago, and this 1 day or 2 days ago is happening like this 3 days ago. So you have to read the detail to understand. Okay, what's the actual time it's been happening, right? Deploy notification not exists. Okay, never mind. So you can add. So that's the category. So we haven't introduced yes. My bad. It's on the following PowerPoints. But anyway, so you can also yeah. So you can do different filter here and click on the quick insights. It will give you. But I have 0 here. I'm assuming I don't have any arrows. Oh, I have to have 1, right? Because we're doing the connection. I think that's the connection I try to do with the virtual machine, right? Yeah, that's the one 4 minutes ago, right? You remember I tried to connect these metrics logs with one of the virtual machine, but the virtual machine turned off, right? So that's one of uh, the, the, the errors that pops up, but I don't have any others at the moment. And you see it's right there. In here you can create alert rule when it's happening, right? Or support request. But anyway, we don't create a support request. We're gonna introduce alert rule in later stage. So okay. So anyway, so metrics. Have we introduced metrics? Or I think the following PowerPoint. I think it is the following one. So okay. I have little bit messy here. My bad. Playing with my daughter is quite get over me. So yeah, Azure Advisor. So this one just give you recommendations for your resource like VMs, availability sets, application gateways, your app service, SQL Server, all those. So it's because it's a personal assistant, right? It's personalized cloud consultant. Give you the best practice to optimize your deployments, which is save money at this case. So analyze your resource, configurations, usage telemetry, and then recommend solutions that can help you improve the cost, performance, high availability, and security of your resource. So yeah, let's just hover into it anyway. So advisor, so I can search advisor here. So yeah, I do have one cost recommendation. It can save me $32 per year. Okay, I'm interested. So what's this? Uh, delete public IP address not associated to running Azure resources. Potential user service. Okay, I do have one public address that's not being associated. So which is that? I think one of the one with Sky probably. VPN IP. Okay, so VPN IP probably I do not need that. So yes, this is helpful for me. You see, because once your resource has been deployed into multiple places and you have tons of networks, virtual machines, and everything, it's hard for you to um, really trim this into, you don't have to download your own Power BI from the log and to say, okay, what's being used, what's not. So this gave you the recommendations based on this. It's quite helpful, I have to say. So let's see others. So, oops, let's see advisor. What's else is here? It's for cost. Let's see for performance. Do I have any? I do have a lot of security issues. You can see here. Come on. Okay, I don't have any performance issue. Okay, that's good. I think probably because I turned everything off right after I used them. That's why I don't have any performance recommendations. Security 6 high impact. What's that? Security should be enabled on your SQL Server. Yes, I created one lately just for my Power BI training. That's why. Web application, I don't care. Secure transfer storage account, I don't care. It's for demo. Should be provisioned on SQL Server, the same one. Access should be restrict on permissive network security group. Okay, same one. Internet-facing VMs. Again, that's for demonstration purpose. That's why I have them all exposed. All right, so I don't really care much about this. Thank you for advising me. Let's close this. Now let's go back to our PowerPoint. So you can see how this helps. So if you're only doing practice, it probably won't give you much, but once you're in production, you will have a lot of recommendations and pretty helpful, I have to say, especially on the cost part. And activity log. So we do go over this before, so we jump overhead a little. So the activity log is the subscription log. Remember, it's a subscription log that provides insight into subscription level events, which is happening in Azure. So includes a range of data from Azure Resource Manager operation data to update the service health events. With this log, you can determine, what, who, and when. So similar like the Power BI, we call it the lookup table, right? So the what, who, and when. For any write operations, put, post, delete has been taken on resource in your subscription. You can also understand the status of the operation and other relevant properties through this activity log. You can determine what operations were taken on this resource in your subscription, who started the operation, and when the operation occurred. Also, the status of the operation, the value of the other properties that might help you to research of the operation. So which we saw earlier as well, but this will be more appropriate now to show this. Where's my, no, sorry, alerts? Yeah, it's here. So activity log, let me close this. Oops. Right. So yeah, so that's all. Oh, I do have one virtual machine extension. Okay, 10 minutes with the same one. Okay, we don't care about that. So you can keep adding filters, right, on resource types, operation, event initiated by, or just the what, who, and when, right? So you can add another one, keep adding filters, right? Resource type, you can keep adding operations, you can keep adding initiated by, okay, all this. Okay, and you can only have 8, right? Okay, so let's put this into last month. Right, so okay, so you can see also the who, right? Initiated by who. It's also here. So the insights, we talk about this as well. Okay, so let's introduce the next slide so we can go over this. And the query the activity log. So once we have defined a set of filters, you can save it as a query that's persistent across sessions if you need to perform the same query with the filters applied again in the future, right? So you don't have to search, you set everything over again. You can ping this filters you already have. You can also ping this on your dashboard, so it's right there when you see, same like Power BI, right, in the dashboard, you can ping some specific data into the dashboard. We talk about the dashboard in the first module, Azure Administration, or how you design that. And I'm a terrible designer, so I won't show you how I design that. But anyway, you know how to do this. I'm pretty sure you are all smart guys. Right, so the next one is the event categories. That's one we're gonna go over now. So let me hover into my event. So that's the category type. Where is that category type? So resource event category. So yes, those one, two, three, four, five, six, okay, eight category, right? So the first one is administrative, right? So this category contains the record of all create, update, delete, and action operations performed through the resource manager. Example might be the type of events you will see in the category include create a virtual machine and delete network security group. The administrative category also includes any change to role-based access control in the subscription. So anyway, let's see one, right? In the last 30, I should have one on creating virtual machines. Validated deployment 3 days ago. Saves this one. Not this one, right? So resource type, let's select resource or resource Skype. Yes, that's the one, right? Creating my virtual machine. So I also deallocate, I turn it off, not delete, my bad. So you can see that's all the administrative actions on virtual machine, for example, here. All right, let's go to another one. Uh, So the service house, right? Let's talk about service house. So this category contains the record of any service house incident that have occurred in Azure. So, for example, the type of event you were seeing this is SQL Server Azure in, for example, East US is experiencing downtime. So this service house events sometimes in five varieties. So action required, assistant recovery, incident maintenance, information, or security, and also alert. So I don't believe I have a service house here for my, yes, correct. So I do know my environment and alert. So this contains the record of all the let's see, the activations of Azure alerts. So if you will see like the CPU percentage of a VM has been over 80 for the past 5 minutes, so the same as like how you do the scale sets. So when it reaches 80% for 5 minutes, I scale set increase two more instance, something like that. But I don't believe I have one for the past 30 days. Yes. So let me see if I can do the time span for custom for start with long time ago. Maybe I don't think it's okay. Yes, 3 months of same as the Azure alerts, Azure audit log. My bad. You can only go for 30 days. Actually, I think the audit log in Azure now goes to 33 days. I don't know why it's 33 days, but so let's go to April 14th. I should have one. Failed to load data. Why? Give me a reason. No. Maybe on May 14th, hopefully. Okay, no data is no data. Uh, yeah, I didn't create an alert anyway at that time. All right, so let's go to the event category alert. All right, so what else? Auto scale, right? So we know this. So any events related to the operation like auto scale engine based on any auto scale settings we have in your subscription. I have. So let's see if we have one. No? Oh, resource. Let me close this. Operations non-initiated by close other filters. Our resource group. Let's search again. Skype. So yes, I do have, right? Sorry, before I added all those just to demonstrate, but I should close Skype. I don't have anything on the Skype server. All right. So this is all the auto scale, and if you remember 1 month ago, I did the demo for the scale set. So let's see what others. Security. So this one contains, any alerts generated by a Azure Security Center. So of some example might be suspicious double extension file executed, something like that. And also policy. So Resource health, these are categories do not contain any events. They're just reserved for future use, actually. So we don't have anything. So there you go, how you can filter all your uh, activity log. Sorry, I lost my word there. Right. Now let's go to the Azure alerts. We're gonna do this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 8. So create alert, detail page, experience, alerts group, alert rules, monitoring alerts. This one is an old snapshot. My apologies. But anyway, so the monitor alerts experience has the following benefits, right? So better notification system. So all newer alerts use the action group, which are named group of the notification and actions that can be reused in multiple alerts, and unified authoring experience. So all alert creation for metrics, logs, and activity log across Azure monitors, log analytics, and application insights in one place, and view log analytics alerting Azure portal. So you can now uh, also see the log analytics alerts in your subscription. Previously, this were in the separate portal. So if you do know that, so now it's the case. So in a separate portal is the time when I took the Azure exam. So separation of fired alerts and alert rules. Alert rules and fired alerts are differentiated. So the operation and configuration views are separate and better workflow. So the new alerts authoring experience guides the user along the process of creating alerts, which makes it simpler and discovers the right thing to get alert on. And creating the alerts. So there are 3 steps: define alert conditions, and define alert details, and define action group. So uh, so the alert rules are separate from alerts and the action that were taken when the alert triggers or fires. Fires is the Azure preferred word. See, the alert rules capture the target and criteria for alerting. The alert rules can be in the enabled or disabled state. Alert only fire when it's enabled. So the key attributes of alert rules are uh, target resource, define the scope, which defines the scope and the signals available for alerting. A target can be any resource like VMs, storage account, network account, not work account, network, VNet, sorry, virtual machine skill set, log analysis workspace, or application insights resource. For certain resource, like VMs, you can specify multiple resources as the target of the alert rule. And signals. Signals are emitted by the target resource and can be of several types: metrics, activity log, application insights and logs. And criteria. Criteria is a combination of signal and log jig applied on the target resource. For example, percent of CPU over 80%, server response time over 5 minutes, and result count of log query is greater than 100. Right, all those. So probably we're gonna see this better with this on, right? So alerts, let's go over here. So I do have one here, but unable to create any data. So I've been busy. I didn't have anything on for the past week, actually. So you can see I selected everything here, right? You can see I selected everything here, regions, types, right? I select everything, but still I have no, as being able, I have nothing. But anyway, uh, let's activate the log. Oh, yeah, and a quick note is this is gonna be migrated soon. If you send here, right, alert will be retired on August 31st. So one and a half months from now, use the voluntary migration tool to update the fast, simpler, and more scalable metric alert platform. Right, so you can migrate. So there's a migrate button here. I don't have anything to migrate, I think. Yeah, I do have this one. And yeah, I don't have any classic rule. That's why I say I don't have any rule to migrate. You can add an alert. So name, description, subscription, can specify a resource group, event, its policy, auto scale, administrative security, all this we go over, right? You know what it is in the same one as in the category of the event activity log. I'm sorry, eat too much. Services, you can select a lot here, right? Basically everything, right? And regions, all the 35 regions here listed. And types, service issues, payment issues, health advisor. So everything, right? Action group name, I think I have existing one, right? I choose. So you can specify new one or existing one. Right, let's use existing one, and you can click OK. That's how you create the activity log alert. So I just, because I already have one here, you can see, right? Okay, so let's open this. So the action group, right? What is an action group? Let's go to the next slide. So the action group is, you know, basically it's what action to take, right? To do what? So either it's notify, email, text, push voice, or trigger alert function, logic app, webhook. So what are those? Emails, easy, right? You email someone. Uh, so there's a limitation. You can have up to 1,000 email actions in one action group. So, but I don't believe you need 1,000 email actions. The ITSM, you may have up to 10 ITSM actions in action group. And the logic apps, you can have up to 10 logic apps action in an action group. And the function apps, the function keys for function apps configured as the actions reads through the function API. Runbook, you can have 10 as well. So all the other is 10, right? Same for SMS. And voice also 10. Webhook also 10, right? So you may have up to 10 Azure Apps actions in Azure Action Group. At this time, the Azure app action only supports service sales alerts. That's all you have to know. But I guess most of the time you prefer email. Managing alerts. So the alert state is different and independent of the monitor actions. Alert state is set by the user. Monitor condition is set by the system. So if you know, I don't believe you know. You see earlier, I didn't demonstrate you, so sorry. So when the alert fires, the alert's monitor condition is set to fired. When the underlying condition that caused the alert to fire clears, the monitor condition is set to resolved. The alert state isn't changed until the user changes it. You can set the state of the alert to specify where it is in the resolution process. When the criteria specify the alert rule is met, an alert is created or fired. It has states of new. You can change the status when you acknowledge an alert and when you close it. So all state changes are stored in the history of the alert. The following alerts uh, are supported, like metric values, log search, queries, activity log events, health online alert form, test for website availability, all those. Okay, and well, since I'm unable to show you any alerts because I don't have any anyway, so you can just read this sample. So this is still valid, the snapshots. So on subscription, it tells you subscription give you up to 5. So resource group, one resource group at a time, time range past hour, 24, 7 days, 30 days. There's no customized here, unlike the one we saw earlier, up to 30, not 30, it's 3 months, so 90 days. Right? So it provides a summary of the alerts that's created within a particular time window. It displays the total alerts of each severity with columns that identifies the total number of alerts in each state of the activity. And you do have the severity level as well, same as in Azure, it's color coded. And the alert alert detail page, right? So you can see here it's the heartbeat alerts on Windows computer in a workspace at what time. So this displayed when you select an alert and provide the detail and everything. Okay. So I believe if I hover into my again. All right. So See if I missed anything here. Yeah, creating alert. So select the resource. Yes, so I have only one. So let's see everything, right? Location, all. Just too easy. I do have most in Japan West. Conditions. So again, all. Uh, all the certificate options last week. Give me a, okay. Okay, right. Administrative actions. Can add some actions here. So action group, I do have one. How come you said, yes, okay. It's slow, I guess. Okay, restart, DC restart event, enabled, okay. Done. It's new rule. Enable upon creation. No. Oh, sorry. Okay. Okay, it's been created. Just created. Sorry. Come on. Yes. How come the other one didn't display? Uh, see, there are two. I have no alerts at this moment. Anyway, let's see. I have not been triggered. Anyway, that's the demonstration of how you create an alert do in the next slide, actually. So here you go. So basically, you select the condition and the action. That's it. All right. So that's our session for Azure monitoring. So I do has to have the ability to control my time under 45 minutes. So it's up to 42 minutes now. So we're going to continue the log analytics in the next session. All right. Thanks for watching.